Alright, what's going on, guys? I am bringing you 8 gameplay. This is going to be a 45 bomb that I dropped on Sovereign. It's actually kind of old, but I'm pretty sure this is the most kills I've ever dropped in like any sort of competitive domination in this game, any map, anything like that. I dropped 45, and it was on Sovereign, so I thought that was pretty cool. I think the most I ever dropped in like a GB was 41, and then 8's 45, and then like a scrim, I think it was like 38 or something. I don't know. Anyways, that's pretty much all I need to say about the gameplay. Sovereign, domination, 8's, nothing else to be said. What I do want to talk about now is, I think it's going to be a pretty interesting commentary topic. I think a lot of people have wanted me to do this. I did this for Black Ops 2, and it was a fairly popular video, so I figured I may as well get one out here for Ghosts, and I'll probably do another one of these in another couple months or something to kind of compare, almost. But anyways, what I want to talk about is the top 10 players in Call of Duty Ghosts as far as like competitive players. When I did this in Black Ops 2, some people were like listing off YouTubers and stuff, public players, even like listing off me and shit. I'll tell you right now, anybody that's not an actual competitive player does not belong in this list, or anyone that's not an actual pro player is not one of the best 10 Call of Duty players in the world. So that's just what I want to say right off the bat. You know, I had all these people like tell me Ali A or whatever, like, dude, let me tell you like this, anyone who is just a YouTuber or whatever and doesn't actually play Call of Duty at the competitive or at the pro level, they should not be on this list. That's just, I hate to break that to you or whatever, but that's how it is. Anyways, so let's start off here with number 1, my dude Karma. I had him at number 1, I think. No, I think actually I had him at number 2 in Black Ops 2 when I made the video, because it was after Impact already broke up and shit, and when Complexity was coming up on the scene. I had Crim as number 1. But anyways, so right now in Call of Duty Ghosts, Karma, he is the best player in the game. Statistics wise, like best KD ratio wise, and like always dropping numbers and stuff like that, even including the tournament he was with Envy and stuff. And obviously he's back to his winning ways with Complexity now. He's a clutch player. He's very solid. Dude, he's a fucking monster. Like, when you talk about slayers, like, that's Karma. Anyways, so let's go with the number 2 now. I got TP at number 2. Also, either now or after you hear mine, I want you guys to maybe list your top 5 or your even top 10 in the comment section below. I kind of want to look at what everyone else thinks. Probably actually leave me your top 10 right now before I even finish the rest of mine, and that way I don't influence your opinion or anything like that. So I think that's the most like fair way to do it. But if you want to wait and listen to what my top 10 is and then give me your top 10, that's cool as well. But anyways, so let's talk about number 2. I got TP at number 2. Now, normally I wasn't going to put him here. Well, actually, for like Black Ops 2, like, he wouldn't have been in this position. But the thing about Black Ops 2 was he was like the OBJ player for that team. He didn't get very much recognition. But in Call of Duty Ghosts, like, it's almost as if like everyone has to do every single role almost. Except for there's like usually like one person that's like mainly running AR. But, you know, everyone can pretty much do anything, you know, in domination. There's no anchor, you know, like hardpoint, like where someone has to like designate a role like that and shit. So I feel like TP's gotten a chance to a little bit to shine in Ghosts now, and he's played very well at the first 2 events. He's actually played better than Crim and Aches if you look at like the numbers and stuff. So I definitely got to put him in number 2 from right now. I think even before Karma joined Complexity, like, everyone was saying that TP was the best player in the game, but you know, now that Karma kind of joined Complexity, you know, he's taken away from TP's spotlight a little bit, but TP is still really good at this game. One thing I did notice from like looking at the numbers, because they did tweet out some of the like statistics for Philly. They didn't do all the teams. They did a few of the teams. They did like Optic, Curse, Complexity, and SB, I think. I don't know. They tweeted out some of the stats, and I was like looking at those or whatever. But the only thing I noticed about him is he's been kind of playing inconsistently in Search. Like, we'll have like really good games, but also have like bad games, like 2 and 7s or like 1 and 8s or something like that. So if he steps up his Search game a little bit more, just to be more consistent, that'll be good. But for now, I got him at number 2. Now let's go to number 3. I got Crim at number 3, and the thing about Crim right now is I noticed from the stats and stuff that his S&D is really, really good. Remember, I think he had a 15 bomb in S&D against, I think it was against TK, I don't remember. It was on Octane, I forget who they were playing, but he dropped 15, that shit was crazy. His S&D is really good in this game. I feel like his Dom needs to step it up a little bit, because if you look at the numbers, he's been a little bit inconsistent. Like, he'll have some really good ones, and then he'll have some where he goes like really negative. So if he steps up Dom, that should be, I think at Champs, he's probably going to be the best player at Champs. I noticed that, he tweeted it out 2 weeks ago or something. He tweeted something about how he wasn't really putting his full effort into the game and how he's going to put it now. I think at Champs, he's going to be the best player at Champs. One thing that I noticed is a lot of these other pro teams, they're not practicing on the Xbox One, and that's something that Crim has been doing longer than anyone else, because Call of Duty Championships is not going to be put on 360, it's going to be put on the Xbox One, and Crim and Karma have been putting in the most time on the Xbox One, getting accustomed to it, because it's not the same thing. If you've never picked up an Xbox One controller, it's fucking awful, and you have to get used to it, and I think Crim is going to be a fucking monster monster at COD Champs and probably going to be the best player in the game after Champs, but we'll have to see. But for now, I put him at number 3. And then number 4, I got to put Aches. So I got to put the top 4 from Complexity like as the top 4 because that's simply how it is in this game. I think that Aches is kind of inconsistent in this game if you look at the numbers, and then he also kind of gets outshined by the team in this game as well, simply because there's not so much of like designated roles. Like, you know, Aches would always do better than TP in Black Ops 2 simply because TP is that OBJ player, but TP doesn't have to do that anymore in this game, so, you know, he's kind of got to step it up, and now he has Karma on his team, so, you know, there's less kills to go around and stuff, so Aches is still, you know, a really good player. He's another player that's like real clutch, and I think he's going to step it up for COD Champs as well, because he cares about the whole like winning and records more than anyone probably. He wants to have like that title that Big D has of like having the most championships and stuff, so I think he's going to step it up big time for COD Champs as well, because he probably wants to win more than anyone else. Out of any other pro, I would say that he wants to win more than anyone else, so I think he's going to step it up a lot. So now let's see. So now number 5, I got Clayster. So the X Complexity member, I got to put him at number 5 because he's one of the most consistent players in the game, especially with all that he's done, and he's also like won quite a bit. And you know, the one time he gets dropped from Complexity, he gets 2nd place with TK. He always drops big numbers with an AR, and I feel like we're gonna have to see how he plays with Optic, because now he doesn't have the same talent surrounding him that he had at Complexity. Now he still has a lot of good players over there. Optic, he has Scumpy to help him out with slaying and stuff, so it should be okay. But I don't know if he'll be as good of a player as he was with Complexity, simply because he doesn't have that same talent surrounding him, but he's still a very good player. So I got Clay at number 5, and I got Scumpy at number 6. Now I was questioning putting Scumpy at number 6, simply because he's been pretty inconsistent in Ghosts. I feel like ever since they dropped Merc, Scumpy's been kind of inconsistent. He's either played really well or really bad, and if you look at the numbers from Philly, pretty much like like one game he would drop like 30 in Dom, the next game he would go like -10. Like, and then Search, he would drop like a 10 bomb in Search. The next match he would drop like 3 and 8 or something. Like, I feel like he was really inconsistent at Philly, but I think with Clayster on his team, it's going to help him out a lot. He doesn't have as much pressure on him to get all these kills because he'll have Clay helping him out and stuff. So I think he's going to step it up for Champs. He's a player that usually comes through in the clutch and stuff, so I think he's going to step it up for Champs, but I don't know. He hasn't played the most consistent in Ghosts, and that's kind of been a problem. But just based on who he is and his past accomplishments and all that stuff, I'm giving him the number 6 spot simply for that reason. But I'm not sure if he's earned it so far in Ghosts. So number 7, I got Parasite at number 7. I think that the downfall of Parasite came ever since he quit anchoring and he switched to a sub. You know, he was the 2nd best AR in the game, or even if you want to say he was the best AR in the game, it was either him or Clay. Everyone knew that in Black Ops 2. And I feel like ever since he switched to that sub role, he's simply a better AR player in my opinion than he is a sub player. I don't know. He's still a very good player and everything, one of the best Search players in the game, so that's a huge plus for him. But I don't know. I think he fell off a little bit once he switched to a sub. That's simply not where his strong points are, but you know, we'll have to see how he does at Champs. He's another player that usually steps it up in the clutch times. He's another player I think that really wants to win Call of Duty Championships more than some of the other people out there, so we'll have to see how he does. But I got him at number 7. Okay, so number 8, I got Nameless. Ow, this actually might be like a little bit of an underdog pick, but the only reason I put Nameless here is because if you look at the numbers from Philly, Nameless carried that Curse LV team. He played the most consistent out of all of them. He dropped the best numbers out of all of them, and I wasn't going to put him here at number 8 until I saw those statistics. You know, Killa, Parasite, Miracles, like they're all big names. They're all bigger names than Nameless, but if you look at the numbers and who did what, Nameless really did carry that team at Philly, and that's the reason I'm giving him this number 8 spot right now. Now he's on Envy, and we'll have to see how that works out. I don't know about that Envy roster. It goes through a lot of changes and stuff, but Nameless is a really good player in this game, and I think he's underrated because not everyone looks at like the stats and stuff. They just go off like who had past success and stuff like that. But if you really look at it and you watch the teams play, Nameless he's really good at this game, and I'm not sure a lot of people realize that yet. So now I'm gonna go to number 9, and I'm putting Saints at number 9. Another underrated player. You know, he went to Optics, so I think he got a lot more recognition after we did that. But you know, he's been placing top 4 and stuff with SB, and then I think with Unite they placed pretty well. I think they placed like top 3 at Columbus. I don't know. I think he was on Unite for that. But Saints is an underrated slayer in the game, especially online. He's one of the best online players. But I think he still does it in LAN, and a lot of people overlook that fact because of simply how well he does online. But he's a really underrated player in this game, and he's good. And I'm not sure a lot of people realize that either. So rounding out my top 10 now, I got Gunjar at number 10. and I wasn't sure. I think Goonjar's someone who's like continually gotten better and better and continually gotten more known and known as like the beginning of Black Ops 2 all the way till now. He really did like start from the bottom, so he's good at this game. He's one of the top ARs in this game, and I think now that he's back with TK and they should be real comfortable with that squad, and they have Formal now who's a fucking monster as well. I'll talk about that in a second. I think he's going to excel once again now that he's back in familiar territory with TK. So we'll have to see how that goes, but I think it's going to be pretty good. And now just some special mentions. I got two like honorable mentions that I would like to mention. That one is Formal. I think by the end of Call of Duty Ghosts, from the way that he's been playing and just if he continues in the same direction that he's in right now, Formal's going to be probably a top 8 player in the game, maybe even a top 5 player in the game. Formal, he's a fucking monster. Like, he probably has the best shot in the game. If you've ever watched him play, like, it's actually insane how good his accuracy is. And, you know, that's coming from being like a really good Halo sniper and stuff. So Formal TK, Formal, he's going to be a really good player. He's someone to watch out for in this game. Everybody calls him the Crim 6 of Ghosts, and I definitely see where that's coming from. So that's someone to watch out for. And then of course my dude Proofy. That's another honorable mention for the top 10. I haven't got to watch too much of them, too much of Envy playing and stuff. But now he's on phase with his boy JCap. You know, Dose J is back. JCap, that's another member. That's another honorable mention, I guess. But yeah, those are my top 10. Few honorable mentions up in there. And then I will, I guess, also give my thoughts on Nadeshot, because everyone wants to know. I'll say this about Nadeshot. He's trying. He's a lot better at this game than he was at Black Ops 2, and I will give him credit for that. The one problem is he's probably also the most overrated, you know, because he happens to be the most popular, so I guess he also happens to have the most like delusional fanboys think he is the best player in the game. Like, I'm sorry, but if you think Nadeshot's the best player in the game, like, you're simply mistaken. Like, that's just a fact. He's not the best in the game, but he really is trying in Call of Duty Ghosts, and I've recognized that. I've noticed that he really is trying to get better, and that's good. You know, actually, that's fucking good. You know, because in Black Ops 2, like, it seemed like he didn't really give a fuck how good he was at the game. You know, he was too busy streaming League play, streaming Minecraft, doing whatever fucking stupid shit he was doing, and it seems like in Ghosts he's actually trying to become like one of the better players in the game. So props for that, and I've noticed that he has gotten better Black Ops 2. So yeah, those are my thoughts, top 10 players in the game, honorable mentions, everything like that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are not already. Don't forget to leave your top 10 in the description, in the comment section down below. Other than that, have a good day, guys. Peace out.
What's main map? 3.